Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing you all another stock of commentary. This is going to be the first set in Group B of Ro32 of the Hana Daetoo MSL. It's going to be a game between Flash and Midas on odd I2. We're going to have Flash at the bottom right-hand position as the brown Terran, and at the upper left-hand position as the red Terran. We're going to have Midas. I'm actually, well, not fully redoing this, but I got, 10 minutes into the game before I realized I was completely confusing the colors. I had the correct colors and positions correct at the beginning, but then it all went haywire in my head for some reason, so whatever. 33, 34, 35, so got some syncing going, and it's kind of not the best thing ever when you're casting into TVT and then halfway through the game you're like, oh crap, I'm casting the players wrong. It'll happen. It's kind of unfortunate, but it'll happen. So anyway, this is between Midas and Flash. Really interesting to see kind of the new guard and the old guard. Flash, of course, the guy that's destroying everybody right now. He is the penultimate Terran player at the moment, the greatest Terran player ever right now, pretty much. The most dominant Terran player in StarCraft right now. He really is killing everybody. Despite his MSL loss in the MSL finals last season, I think, really has come ahead to just continue dominating, still playing at his best, playing arguably better than Jaedong is at the moment. So Midas is going to go out there with an early SCV scout to start things off. Very uncharacteristic for him, really, because back in the day he used to be known as the guy who scouts never. Just often scouted after his initial factory, and that was just sometimes weird to see. On the opposite side, apparently Flash is going to go for a 14cc because he hasn't built any barracks yet, so he's going to go for a 14cc. Midas just going to go for barracks alongside his refinery, and this early SCV for Midas is actually going to really pay off because he's going to be able to get that early scout in there. And it's really interesting for me, really, just to see this matchup as well, because Midas was one of, the Terran players back in the day who could have been extremely great. A lot of people expected many great things of him. Unfortunately, he never really accomplished anything. Never won a Star League or anything of the sort, even though a lot of people were expecting something like that. Meanwhile, just going to go in there and Flash. Oh, God, I'm confusing things again already. Okay, that was the opposite. Midas went for the 14cc. Oh, God, that would have been awful. That would have been awful if I did it all over again. Midas going to go for the 14cc. Flash going to go for the barracks alongside refinery. Do apologize. Wow, if that had happened twice, I would have just thrown my microphone into my window in frustration. So Flash going to counter this by going for a very quick commander himself. I think he actually didn't have any gas mining, so he's just going to get to commander and go, snipes an SCV. Meanwhile, going to continue being annoying, delaying the commander as long as humanly possible. Midas meanwhile just plopping down that barracks below that ramp. Going to pull off yet another SCV to force Flash his own SCV away. So nice play there from Flash, trying to delay at least as long as possible. He's going to attempt this, as he's going to attempt to play, catch up economically, float off his commander as soon as his first Marine comes out. And with that 14cc, despite it being a little bit delayed, Midas is going to have a bit of economic lead. He's going to be able to get more factories, produce from more factories a little bit faster. Going to have that additional gas a little bit faster. Meanwhile, now he's also going to get his scout inside. Flash moving out with that Marine, not going to be able to stop the SCV scout. And Midas, not going to go in for the kill on that last SCV, just going to go inside, spot the factory coming up now for Flash. The two factories actually coming up now for Flash. Probably going to be seeing Midas adding in his own second factory as soon as he sees this. He is sure. Well, not just because he sees this, but also because he has the economy for it. Renshin, makes sense. That makes sense, right? But this 14C really going to give Midas an opportunity to produce units at a higher rate. And because, Flash tried to, compete economically, followed with a commander pretty fast right on Midas's heels as soon as he saw what was happening. So at the very least, he's not going to be very far economically behind, but this is going to give Midas a little bit of window opportunity to have more units out there. Going to add in a third factory right now. Add in one machine shop. I think I saw a machine shop. I'm not quite too sure. Yeah, it did say a machine shop on the opposite side coming in for Flash as well. I thought I saw that. Yeah, gonna see now what each player decides to go for. Flash is gonna go for two machine shops, so he's gonna go for very heavy tank production. On the opposite side, we are most likely gonna be seeing heavy vulture production from those factories. And I also would have gotten for two alongside machine shops. talking as if I don't know what's going to happen. So, at the very least, this is going to give Midas, quick armory out there for Flash. He's going to try to win the upgrade wars while going to continue getting some upgrades going. And one of the things I learned about upgrades is that past upgrade +2 doesn't really matter what you're going to go for. Just get those +2 upgrades as a turn player and just continue pumping. Vultures don't come out first. Probably going to go for speed. Maybe mines. Might be mines before, but generally in the TVT, you do see speed coming up first because it can give you that maneuverability advantage. And when a tank is, when you have only a small number of tanks you're facing, you are going to be able to go in with those vultures, go in there and do a lot of damage with them. Despite the lack of mines, you're going to be able to go and get some surrounds going. You will lose a couple of vultures as you do so, but still could do a lot of damage. 5 vultures out there ready for Midas. He's going to continue production. On the opposite side, we see 1 tank and a marine out there for Flash. We're moving out a little bit, force that barracks back a little bit, if nothing else. Midas, meanwhile, gets his own barracks in there. 3 tanks out there for Flash alongside 1 single SCV. Not really going to be able to accomplish much with that. But at the very least, going to be able, because the units are rather large, going to be able to prevent from those vultures from moving in and harassing that natural without significant sacrifices. We did see Flash. Well, I did. Hope you did. If you didn't, that's why I'm telling it to you guys. But we did see Flash, that is, adding in another academy. A academy, so he can get some concepts. Kotsam? Did I say, what is that? Sounds like some sort of dog food or something. Comset station. He's going to move out and split out his tanks a little bit, setting them though so that 1 tank acts as a spotter for the other tank. Sizable, I think, what, it was 8 vultures out there now for Midas, while Flash adds in his third factory quite a bit later after Midas, but Midas now going to add in full machine shop, so he's going to just bulldoze with tanks, follow this up, these vultures with heavy tanks. We're going to go towards a 4 o'clock position, which will be Flash third, and plant down tanks to prevent that from happening, and while he actually expands towards his own 1130, Flash going to go for Goliaths instead of vultures, going to go out there, going to be able to blow up the barracks, so if Midas wants to put down an additional factory, he's going to want to do that fairly soon. See a 3rd machine shop coming out there for Flash. He's going to focus very heavily on the tanks and some Goliaths alongside.